What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And on today's video I will show you the latest news and the most important news directly related to our story. I will show you that we are on the right path and we can see it because there is a lot of actions from the opposite side that is trying to stonewall our efforts, and I will show you the comments of some of our headliners like Mark Basil and John Brda. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. It is the easiest way how we can push this video forward to the broader audience, and eventually it will help us to win this battle. So, let's start with the most important news in my opinion for today's video. As I already mentioned yesterday, we have an extension to attract more Congress members to our site and to sign the bipartisan open letter that was written by Ralph Norman's office. And let me quote you again this tweet that was made by Anna. MMTLP, breaking news, amazing opportunity. We were granted time for supplemental congressional signatures onto Ralph Norman's MMTLP open letter. This is our most important call to action. Continue reaching out to your representatives in the House and the Senate to get a commitment, and if they don't agree, please ask them to respond in writing why they will not seek the truth and transparency for their constituents. Please take action. And this is the most important action that we have to do. I don't know, unfortunately, I don't know the exact deadline till when we have this additional time. But we have to use every minute and every second of this time in order to attract as many Congress members as we can. And to do it, please contact to your local Congress members and send them all the information and kindly ask them to sign this letter if they want to protect their constituents. So, let's continue with another news. You know that this person, and we are on Brandon Kochkodin's Twitter account, is the author of the hit piece article that was written in Forbes, and this article became a main line of defense in Richard Hoffman's arbitration. And Brandon Kochkodin is still trying to attack our community with his most recent tweets. So let me show you just several of them. For example, in response to Joe's tweet where he asked, "Shut up Brandon, you're a scam. What do you tell your kids you do? I get paid to be the idiot online and sometimes people will pay to publish my cartoons. My real passion is drawing cartoons. You get paid to distract and rip people off. You are the cockroach of humanity." And Brandon Kochkodin answered, "I tell them I am an index investor. They say that sounds boring. Then I take them places or buy them stuff with the money I didn't piss away on penny stock scams." And he still thinks that MMTLP is a scam story because he doesn't know how the market works. And he still thinks that a lot of people in MMTLP community wanted to short squeeze MMTLP shares, and he didn't even know that the majority of MMTLP shareholders was the TRCH holders, and they received MMTLP shares right after the TRCH and Meta Materials merger. And they didn't buy any of these stocks, and at that moment MMTLP shouldn't be even tradable. But for now we have what we have. And let me show you what Brandon Kochkodin answered to Syntax Queen of the Metaverse. Syntax wrote, "Holy crap, this new shill account is associated with Brandon Kochkodin. Forbes, you are engaging in dangerous territory." And I completely agree with Syntax Queen of the Metaverse because, in my opinion, Forbes is trying to stonewall our efforts as well. And guys, by the way, just recently Forbes was bought by one of the Russian oligarchs through this set of companies, and if you want to know more, you can Google this information. Basically, it is easily achievable in the Russian segment of internet, but if you want to know this, I probably will do an additional update. And this means Forbes is not an independent media, and that is why basically they may use their power in order to bring a lot of mess to the US stock market and to the just ordinary people of the stock market. And Brandon Kochkodin, in response to this tweet that was written by Syntax Queen of the Metaverse, wrote, "This cosplayer is an idiot." So, quite aggressive tweet, don't you think so? And he published a lot of this type of tweets, and I think this person is just a puppet in the hands of puppeteers who are trying to stonewall our efforts. And let me show you that. Let me show you the tweet that was written by Richard Hoffman in response to Wally. And Wally wrote, "Please, please, please depose this so-called journalist." And this was the tweet that was made by Brandon Kochkodin. And Richard answered 7 hours ago, "Brandon knows I'm battling for his deposition and he lacks the courage to volunteer. Is that because the penalty of perjury?" And guys, let me explain the entire situation. Richard Hoffman is in the process of arbitration against Fidelity. And he asks Fidelity about the situation around MMTLP, and the main line of defense of Fidelity is the article, the hit piece article that was published by Forbes and that was written by Brandon Kochkodin. And this is the reason why Richard Hoffman is trying to depose this so-called journalist, but he will be able to do it only if the jury trial will confirm that it was an extraordinary circumstances. And by definition of FINRA's itself, because they published this U3 halt, U3 halt is a halt when the stock and some actions around the stock are extremely extraordinary. But at the same time, this jury trial dismiss this statement, and that is why Richard cannot depose this journalist. But I think he will succeed in his actions, and I highly suggest you to subscribe to his YouTube channel and to follow his Twitter account, because he explains a lot in regards to our situation. So let me show you another person who just recently had a meeting with Mark Basile in regards to our case. And Charles Gasparina just a couple of days ago wrote another tweet where he said that this MMTLP story is nothing else but just another scam, and all of the shareholders are guilty in their lack of knowledge because they invested in this so-called crappy stock. And despite the conversation with Mark Basile, he is still trying to make some statements that are not helpful in our case. So he wrote this. "When I spoke to Mark Basile, he said he had no idea who initially listed the MMTLP preferred on the OTC." And he refers to the tweet that was written by Sean Williams on December 27th. And Sean wrote, "Go ask John Brda. He is the CEO who signed the document." And here is the document of the issue of preferred stock. And let me quote you the tweet that was made by John Brda in response to this. So John Brda wrote, "MMAT did contact FINRA. I was told that Metamaterials management was informed by FINRA that there was nothing they could do about it. After that, MMAT management basically came out and said they had nothing to do with the trading and were not going to comment on it. The Series R preferred shares were under the purview of MMAT. They did not support this and did not approve it. Immediately, the fasters started bashing the oil and gas assets to get people to sell. The retail buying of the MMTLP didn't really start until the company said that they were not going to sell the assets, but rather spin out the assets into a private but fully reporting due to a shareholder count entity, NextBridge Hydrocarbons. MMAT management owned no shares of the Series A preferred, only dividend recipients held stock until it started trading. From a purely logical standpoint, knowing that the OCC memo said those who were short the dividend needed it to trade to buy the preferred shares to deliver. My opinion, but it certainly looks that way. I personally reached out to OTC markets and they were using information about our management team, including me, from 2012, and with stale financials. Someone had to give them the information and it was fraudulent. OTC said then that FINRA approved it, therefore they were going to keep it there. Why did OTC allow this? Inquiring minds want to know. And for now, we have a lawsuit that is filed in New York State Court. I guess I'm right with this definition. And it was filed by Mark Basil firm. And we are about to see the response from OTC markets, who is the wrongdoers in our case. And OTC markets doesn't have an immunity. This means potentially we are about to see this disclosure, and then it will be another lawsuit and potentially a subpoena, especially if we add to this equation this letter that was signed by 74 Congress members, and potentially we are about to see more than 100 signatures under this letter in support of MMTLP community. And in my opinion, it is really important. So I think that's all information that I can give you right now, because I'm still trying to get as much information as I can, but unfortunately I have some limits in my videos. But I will do another update tomorrow. I will do another update, and if you like my videos, drop me a line in the comment section. And by the way, guys, Happy New Year to all of you, and stay tuned.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.